Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about how to get the background image URL for any element using JavaScript. So let's get started. Now first let me tell you about my development setup here for this project. It's quite simple. I'm using Visual Studio Code for editing my code and Google Chrome to view the HTML files. I like Visual Studio Code very much as it has lots of cool features and extensions which helps a lot in the development process. I will also put the link for downloading Visual Studio Code in the video description in case you want to download it and code along. Next is the project folder structure that I have. So I have this readme file for the documentation purpose. Then at the root I have this source folder. Inside it I have the as index HTML file and the script, JS and CSS file. Next, let me explain about the initial HTML markup that I have already written here. So first, let me close this Explorer. Now you can see we have this basic meta tags here, and then I have including this bootstrap CSS because this helps in to create the basic styling. Then I have that initial CSS which is style.css. I will explain about this later. Then basic title is there. Then inside the body tag I have this div with class container. This is coming from the bootstrap, so you don't need to worry about that. Then we have this h1 tag which we can see here, and then we also have this small tag for which you can see here. This is the text, and then we have this div with id main, and this div is the main div for which if we go to the style.css for this id main, I have set the width and height to 200 pixel and also set a background image with this URL. So in this video we will see how can we get this URL from JavaScript. So in the end I have also included the script tag, and right now in the scripts.js file that is empty, and we will write all our logic here to get the background image URL for this div with id main. Next, in order to open and view this HTML file for the first time, I am using an extension named live server. So you can go to this extension tab and type live server. Then you will get this first option. You can click on it and you will see here install for yourself. It's showing install for me because live server is already installed on my machine. So once that is done, you can go to the HTML file and right click on it and click on this first option, which is open with live server. What will happen here is that this will launch a local development server with live reload feature for our HTML pages. Now let me show you what live reload feature means. So if we go to this HTML page and type in anything, so like this, and after that press save, and you can see that our UI was automatically updated. Again, if we go to this place and remove this and save, you can again see UI was automatically updated and you didn't need to reload it manually. So this is quite awesome feature. Now that our setup is ready, let's get into coding. Okay, now first let us close this Explorer again, so we can press Ctrl B and it will be closed. And now let's go to this script.js file, and we need to do 4 steps basically in order to get to our main target of getting the background image URL of this div with id main. So let's look into them one by one. So first thing is we need to get the div element with id main, which we can easily do using const main, and we can use document dot get element by id. We just need to pass this main and we will get that main element. Now in order to get the CSS properties of this element, we can use window dot get computed size. So let's create another variable again. So we call it styles, and just window dot get computed styles, and just need to pass this main element again. And if we do a console log, we can see all the properties here. So it is a bit difficult to see all the properties clearly. So what I like to do here is that just uh, put curly braces around it, and we can see how clearly we can see this right now. So this feature is actually known as ES6 object property value shorthand, and it's quite useful in such scenarios. Now if we undo the previous changes and look for the background image property like this, and if we save it, we can actually see the background image property value in the console, as you can see here. It is actually the same as what we have said in our CSS file. You can see also here. Now let's create a new variable like const image, and save this there, and we can put a console log, and we can still see the same value here. For the fourth step, we are simply need to remove 5 characters from the start. So we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and also we need to remove last 2 characters. So we have this this 2 characters. We need to remove that, and for this we are going to use string slice method. So as we have declared an image variable here, we can simply use it in the console, and you can see the value also here, and then we will use the slice method like this. Now slice has 2 parameters. So if I go inside this, you can see slice has 2 parameters, start and end, and both of them are optional. As you can see that we have a question mark in front of them, so both of them are optional. And if we don't pass anything, it will simply return a new string which is same as the value of the image variable. As you can also see that it's same value what we are getting in the above. Now if we pass 1 here, you can see that u was removed from this string, and again if we pass 2, you can see u and r was removed. So we have u and r, and right now it is removed from here. And same if we do 3, 4, 5. So now we need to ignore the first 5 characters, so we will simply type 5 like this, and you can see now the string start at the position we need. You can see that it's starting from h. So for the end parameter, we will need to use a negative value. Now negative value simply means that we will ignore characters from the end of the string. So you can see that we have a parenthesis here. So if I type -1, you can see now the parenthesis is gone, but we still have this double quote. So if we type now -2, you can see the double quote is also gone now. So if I type again -3, you can see the 0 is gone. So but for our requirement, we just need -2 like this, and this will give us the required background image URL. In case you are still confused about this slice method and this start and end parameters, let me give you a simple example. So let's say we have a string like Tesla, and we need to remove this first T and this last A. So what we will do is we will again use the slice method, and we will pass a positive value first for the start parameter like 1, and you can see that first T was removed. Again if I pass -1, you can see the last A in this string is removed and we are just getting ESL. So again, if you want to remove this T and E first two characters, so we can just pass 2 here, and you can see now we are getting S and L, and because we have -1, so A is also removed, so we have only S and L. And again, if we pass -2, you can see the first two characters and the last two characters are removed, and we now only have just one character. Now finally we can update our code. First, let me remove this, and we can create a new variable. Let's call it URL, and we can put the slice thing that we got from here. As you can see, we got it here, and let's just console log this URL, and after saving it, we can see the required image background image URL in the console. That's it, everyone. I hope this video will help you. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.